Howdy Simmers. My friend littleolePink is an amazing Sims 4 builder, but she likes to make shell challenges that test me. And this is her latest monstrosity. This is the Scattered Walls shell challenge, named by yours truly. And oh my gosh, Pink. Anyway, I'm making this video so that way when Pink tours these builds on April 4th, she can refer back to this video and see my process of how I turned her interesting shell challenge into my build. So I think we all know how typical shell challenges work. It's usually don't, like, add exterior walls, don't delete the walls, you know, all that sort of thing. And in this case, we kind of have to add walls because, I mean, look at this thing. There's no, like, closed off rooms or anything. So Pink likes to do these challenges where we kind of put the house together ourselves to make it look more original. Her last one was like a puzzle piece challenge, so we had different rooms that were like all sorts of shapes, and we had to try to put them together to, you know, make a house that was some sort of shape. And obviously in this case, we're working with walls that, you know, we have to somehow put together and turn into an actual house. So, like I said, I'm making this video for her so that way she can, you know, see how I got to where the build ended up being at from just the monstrosity of walls. And I didn't delete any walls, and there's proof of that now. But this footage was like 2.5 hours long before I sped it up and kind of cut it down a little bit. And it took me a long time. Okay, this is kind of a big build, and the roofing took me a long time to figure out, okay? So what I end up doing is putting these, like, flat room pieces, basically, over some of these weird diagonal walls to just smooth out that section on the top. I'm not deleting any walls, I'm not changing anything, I'm literally just laying a flat surface on top of them so I can add a roof that doesn't look weird. That's all I'm doing. So, yeah, but I tried for so long to just do, like, fencing on those diagonal parts, and just, no. So, this house ends up being a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, which I feel is a pretty standard house size for me in terms of rooms. Like, usually I do a 2 to 3-bedroom house that has maybe 1 or 2 bathrooms, sometimes 3, but most of the time it's like 2 bathrooms. So, in terms of the interior, it's still a pretty average size house to me, but the exterior is a little bit on the big side for me. But I built this in Henford-on-Bagley on, I don't remember what lot. There's like a residential, or not a residential, but one of those like vacation home lots or whatever in Henford-on-Bagley. At least I think it's there by default. But that's where I built this originally, and I just turned it into a normal residential, so it's not like a vacation rental lot anymore. But yeah, that's where I built this house. So I think this ended up actually being really cute. So despite the craziness of the shape of this house, particularly on the bottom is what really, like, infuriated me. I could handle the diagonal on the top, but the bottom ones, there's like 2 diagonals kind of in one zone, and it's awful. So, yeah, but I think I made it work. I think the house ends up looking really nice. And yeah, I will say, at the time that I'm recording this, and at the time I was building this, Better Build By has not been updated. And by the time the video comes out, I don't know if it will be updated yet or not. But it was very difficult building this because I have the whole debug catalog just out in the open right now. Like, every little piece of live edit and debug is just in the main catalog right now. And so it's kind of hard for me to find things because I have to scroll all the way down to find like the normal catalog stuff. And even then, some of the debug stuff is kind of mixed into that. It's really just, it's a lot to take in. It's very overwhelming and very confusing. So hopefully soon that mod will be updated. That's the last one that I'm waiting on from, you know, all the mods that broke after the last patch. And yeah, I'm a patient person, but all I'm saying is I hope that it gets updated soon because, oh my gosh, if not, that's fine. No rush. Anyway, starting in the living room, I made kind of my own entertainment center. and I'm not sure how you guys are going to feel about it. I'm still unsure about how I feel about it. I basically combined pieces from the Casanova Cave Kit and Dream Home Decorator to make this, because I don't know. I wanted to get the big TV in here from the Casanova Cave Kit because obviously it matches with the shelves that I put down. And we just don't have the room for it. And I obviously wasn't going to extend the house because shell challenge. So, I made do. I used Dream Home Decorator, and yeah, honestly, I think it works. The colors aren't exactly the same between the two shelving, but they're pretty similar. So I just rolled with that. I'm sorry if you don't like it. And kind of throughout the house, we have a bit of a teal theme going on. So, like, the upstairs outside has this kind of nice greeny blue color on it. I brought that in with the couch. It's not the exact same shade, I don't think, but within the same kind of color family. So we're gonna see a lot of this because I just thought it's such a nice color. It ties in really well with like everything. So we're gonna use it. And I've got clutter on all these shelves. And yeah, so there's that. So again, I cut this down from like 2.5 hours. This took me a really long time. So, and it wasn't just debug issues and whatever else. Like, I want my submissions to these shell challenges to look nice. So I put a lot of effort into how these look typically. No less effort than what I give any of my like normal standalone builds. But because I have people like actively looking at these and like in a live setting, I do try to make them look a little nicer. So I don't know. I feel like I put more effort into the builds that I'm gonna be showing off live, and just yeah. We're working on the kitchen now, and I'm going around just getting all the alarm stuff because we have the smoke alarm, we have the thermostat from Seasons, and now we have the burglar alarm because burglars are back in the game. So I add in all of those. The house is equipped for everything. Should be no problems. So this is a bit of a big kitchen. So we have kind of two sides to it. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I'm not big on clean white kitchens, but I felt like with the tile already being kind of colorful, not like super colorful, it's still kind of a neutral color because it's like that muted teal almost. But I don't know. I didn't want to add like a crazy color on the kitchen stuff. And I felt like doing kind of like a brown or black would be too dark for the tone that we had in there, so I just went with white. Again, not typically my thing, but if it works, it works. So we're going for a very clean look downstairs, I think. At least in kind of the main zones. When we get to the bedrooms, it gets a little more off that, which we are working on the first bedroom, actually. And I don't think when I worked on this, I necessarily had this in mind as like the master bedroom, but that's what it ended up being. Because it's the only room in the house that actually has a double bed. So, with this little weird diagonal nook we have here, I turned that into kind of a closet zone. And I'm not gonna, I hate it. I hate diagonal walls. Pink, why would you do this to me? But yeah, so Dream Home Decorator definitely comes in handy for some of the like smaller spaces. So those shelves with the clothes that you just hang up functions as a dresser. It's perfect. And curtains. I have a mod in my game that like allows me to place curtains kind of at whatever height I want rather than them like snapping to specific spots. It is a life-saving mod. But because I don't have Better Build Buy installed right now, I can't hide my custom content from my catalog. And one of the rules of the shell challenge and just my rule in general is no custom content in builds. Like, when I upload to the gallery, I don't use custom content anyway because if I do, you guys can't actually use the builds. Like, I have too much. I would not be able to tell you what every piece is that I used and where it's from, and just no. So I took out my whole mods folder because I have so much custom content. So that mod wasn't in the game at the time that I built this. So curtains were a little bit finicky for me this time, and I didn't like it. But yeah. So I think we're done with that first bedroom. The kind of hall zones in between rooms, like we have one down here, and we also have a small like landing zone hallway upstairs. I kind of just put in whatever, really. So, and downstairs, I do a chess table in one spot, and then I have a piano in the other. So there are a lot of activities in this house for you guys to do, especially upstairs. I'm gonna put like a whole art studio in there. So I was like, okay, big house, lots of rooms. What am I doing? So I came up with an art studio. We have a very small office that probably should have ended up being like a third bathroom, but it is what it is. I wanted to get some kind of office in here, and I did. So, yeah, this is not the office. This is the first kids' room that we're working on. And actually, maybe the only technically kids' room, because I have it in my head. This is a kids' room. The room upstairs is a teens' room, as small as it is. But for this kids' room, we've got a bunk bed, a desk. I did not put a computer in here because I figured this would be just like a little homework zone. I don't think kids actually need a computer on their desk. They just need somewhere to do their, school stuff. But we've got a couple toys. We have the like unicorn stuffed animal and then a toy box. So they should be fine. But yeah, feel free to add whatever you want to this. It is available on the gallery for you guys if you would like to grab it. So I'll show you the information later. But yeah, just letting you know. If you do like this house, then it is available on the gallery. And if you want to do the shell challenge, that's on the gallery as well. Again, I'll give you all the information at the end of the video. But yeah, there are a lot of bookshelves in this house, I realize. I put so many down because I'm like, you know what would fill the space here? Bookshelf. So, I don't know. I have it out for the art pieces in this game. I need more. I feel like I'm having to reuse the same ones all the time because they're just not good. There are a lot of pieces in there that I just do not like, so I'm using the same ones over and over. I'd rather just not put art on the walls. I'd rather fill the space with something else. I don't know what, but I don't know. So we should be moving on to the office here in a moment. And I'm using this kind of, we're going back with the teal, I guess. I want to say it's kind of a blue thing. It's kind of a weird shade of teal. It's like a darker teal almost, but I'm really digging into this color. It's a lot of like blues and greens kind of mixed together. That's my theme for this house. But for this office, we have another bookshelf, we have a computer, and we have a guitar in here. I was originally going to put an easel in here, and then I remembered that I wanted to do the like art studio thing, and I was like, dang it. So I had to think of what else I wanted to put in here, so the guitar made it instead. But yeah, there's not too much going on in here. I use a little bit of the Comfy Gamer stuff in here because how can you not? Honestly, that pack is so good for like office-y spaces just in general. So yeah, we're moving on to what I have deemed the teen room. It is a very, very small room. I kind of hate the shape of it. And yeah, I really question if your Sims can even get around this because it is so small. I took a little bit of the bedroom space to use in the office, so that's my fault. Everything about this build is kind of my fault, other than the obvious challenge that I had to do for it. Blame Pink for that. These are her walls that I couldn't delete. She is partially responsible for the shape that I had to make. But yeah, we get a little bit of stuff on the walls, just like some posters. I always forget about the posters in this game. Like, they're so good for kids' rooms because kids have posters. I had posters as a kid, not like too many, but I had like, I think a Monster High poster at one point, Selena Gomez poster. Like, I had a few things. I maybe had a Disney Princess one when I was younger too. I don't know. But we're finally getting into the art studio. And I love using this particular wallpaper for like art stuff because I feel like it's one of those wallpapers you could get away with saying like, oh, this artist was feeling creative and decided to paint their room, so they just did, this. Like, it's so good, especially with the colors that kind of look like they're dripping down the wall. It's just perfect. It is the perfect wallpaper for an art studio. So I use a lot of the like artist studio kit stuff in here because obviously art studio. How many times am I going to say art studio in this video? I don't know, but here you go. The point is I used a lot of stuff from that kit because we are building that specific type of room. And then outside of that room, we have a very small like balcony situation. We have the grill up here, a little like picnic table, and then the telescope. So yeah, and originally, I think this is where I went wrong because I think my original idea was that the art studio would be like a bedroom originally, and then there would be some kind of balcony there, and like a hangout space basically. So I don't know. So somewhere along the lines, I got a little confused. Now, we do have this really weird kind of nook in the back there with those diagonals. So what I end up doing is putting kind of like a secret fountain thing and making it look a little overgrown, just like there's not really been any maintenance down there. And yeah. So I think the rest of this is mainly just like landscaping stuff. I'm gonna get some outdoor lights, terrain paint stuff, pathing, the whole thing. And I think that is basically it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the game and I'll give you the tour. So this is the result of my attempt at this challenge. I have to say, I am impressed with myself for finding a way to turn all of those walls into something like this. So I think Pink will be very impressed with me as well. So we have a little stone grassy path leading up to our front door here. We have a little welcome mat. We walk in and it is so nice in here. But we have our dining table right here and just some art on the walls. And then we have our living room situation over here. We don't have a coffee table because there's not a lot of room, but there is this little table right here. And then we have the makeshift entertainment center, which is going into the ceiling a little bit. Oh well. It's okay. Coming through here, we have our first bathroom. It's just a half bathroom. Just has a toilet and a sink here. Through this way, we have our kitchen here. Kind of nice. Again, I don't really dig white kitchens, but it's fine. So our counters stop here. I don't know if y'all are into that or not, but that's just how it is. And then this way, we'll actually start with this way. We have the piano and the chess table, and then in here is the master bedroom, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I love this bed from, I want to say it's from Life and Death. It might be from Love Struck though. No, never mind. That is 100% Life and Death. But we have a little TV section there. And then over this way is our weird kind of closet nook in the corner here. I think it works, honestly. Like, it's not a bad space for a closet. It's just diagonal walls, And then before we head upstairs, we're going to go through this little door. And we have the kids' room here. Nothing too special. I think it's a little cute. And then we'll come up this way, right up the stairs, and to our right, we have our landing zone. We have another bookshelf and this little record player from the, oh gosh, what is that called? Secret Sanctuary kit. The Bella Goth kit. We have our second bathroom in here. This one has the shower tub combo. And then walking this way, we have a giant fish tank that is not currently full of anything. Our second bedroom here, this is our, I guess, teens room. Again, it's really, really small. I would have liked to add a desk in here, but we just didn't have the room for it, unfortunately. So they do have a little Bella Goth alarm clock, though. And then over this way, we have the office. So I love this wallpaper. It's so pretty. Nothing too special going on here. And then coming back this way, we have our artist studio. And I am obsessed with this room. I love how kind of cluttered and messy I made it look. Like, this is so fun. So yeah, I really like this kit. I just don't get to use it very often. And then lastly, we have our balcony. So telescope, picnic table, grill, and outdoor trash can, and also a little thing of plants there. But that is the full house. We also have our little nook down here. So super cute. But yeah, that is the full house. I hope that you guys like it. And I hope that Pink likes it too. I'm sure she will. It's amazing that I turned all those walls into this, honestly. If you'd like to download this build, you can find it on the gallery under TheSimmingKoalaa with 2 A's at the end. I always have it in the description for you guys if you ever want to download anything from me. This build is called 201 Scattered Street because the Scattered Wall Shell Challenge. You can also, through this, go to littleolePink's gallery on here, and you'll be able to find the Scattered Walls shell. And these are due on April 4th, so if you want to do the shell yourself, you have plenty of time. Make sure to use hashtag #PinkScatteredWalls if you want her to find this build and tour it as well, and then I'll leave her Twitch link in the description if you guys would like to follow her over there, so that way when she does tour them, you can be present for that. And yeah, I think that's all the information I have to give you. Let me know what you all think of the build. Again, if you want to do the Scattered Wall Shell Challenge, it is available on littleolePink's gallery. And if you want to do this challenge and submit an entry for the tour, use hashtag #PinkScatteredWalls. And I'll link her Twitch in the description so that way you guys can follow her if you want to be there for the tours. Again, they're happening on April 4th. And yeah, to Pink, hey bestie, thank you for giving me the shell challenge, but also, why would you do this to me? But no, I had some fun with this. Just, oh man, I need her to start making some shell challenges that aren't going to drive me up the wall. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys, so with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials, links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.